What if one ordinary kid suddenly discovered he was the son of a Greek god, and the fate of the entire world rested on his shoulders? The movie begins with the mighty Poseidon, god of the seas, rising from the depths of the ocean in human form. He walks with calm determination, crossing a bridge and climbing a towering building to meet his brother, Zeus, king of the gods. But instead of a warm reunion, the skies are filled with ominous thunderclouds, yet no lightning flashes. Zeus's most powerful weapon, the Master Bolt, has been stolen. In his fury, Zeus accuses Poseidon's son of the crime. Poseidon is shocked, insisting he has not seen his boy since infancy. But Zeus will not be swayed. Unless the bolt is returned by midnight on the summer solstice, he declares, a war of the gods will erupt and consume the earth. Far away from this divine quarrel, a boy named Percy Jackson unknowingly carries the weight of this prophecy. He seems like just another teenager, but he's far from ordinary. Percy can hold his breath underwater for 7 minutes with ease. His best friend Grover marvels at his ability, but Percy admits the water is simply the only place his mind feels calm. At school, however, things are different. Percy struggles with dyslexia and ADHD, always feeling like a misfit. In English class, the new substitute teacher, Mrs. Dodds, singles him out. When he fails to read a passage aloud, embarrassment burns through him. At home, things aren't much better. His kind mother, Sally, lives under the thumb of her obnoxious husband, Gabe, a lazy slob who reeks of beer and cruelty. Percy despises him, but Sally endures Gabe's abuse, seemingly for reasons Percy cannot understand. On a field trip to a Greek museum, Percy begins to sense something strange. A mysterious man who looks like Poseidon whispers that everything is about to change. Inside, Mr. Brunner, his wheelchair-bound teacher, passionately lectures about the gods, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, and their ancient wars. Percy suddenly sees Greek inscriptions shift magically into English, and one name glows before him, Perseus. Before he can process what's happening, Mrs. Dodds pulls him aside. Her demeanor twists into malice, and in an instant, she transforms into a hideous winged fury. Demanding the stolen Master Bolt, she lunges at Percy. Just as her claws are about to strike, Grover and Brunner rush in. With an unearthly authority, Brunner orders the monster to leave. The fury shrieks and vanishes into the night. Percy reels in shock. What just happened? Brunner presses a pen into Percy's hand, telling him it's a powerful weapon that will protect him. Still bewildered, Percy goes home, but the attacks keep coming. Grover reveals the truth. He's not just Percy's best friend, he's also his protector. A satyr, half boy and half goat. Monsters are after Percy because of who he really is. Sally quickly ushers Percy towards safety, trying to reach a hidden camp. But before they can arrive, a monstrous minotaur attacks. Percy watches in horror as his mother is crushed and disappears in a flash of golden light. Enraged and heartbroken, Percy uncaps Brunner's pen, which transforms into a gleaming sword. With newfound courage, he fights the Minotaur in a desperate battle and strikes it down before collapsing into Grover's arms. When Percy awakens, he is in Camp Half-Blood, a sanctuary for demigods, the children of mortals and gods. Grover explains everything. Percy's dyslexia is actually his brain hardwired for ancient Greek, his ADHD a mark of a natural warrior. Far from being a freak, he is one of the rarest beings alive, the son of Poseidon himself. Brunner, revealed to be the centaur Chiron, tells Percy of his true destiny. Zeus believes he stole the Master Bolt, and unless Percy can return it, war will destroy the earth. But before Percy can protest, he must first train. On the training grounds, Percy meets Annabeth, daughter of Athena, a brilliant and fierce warrior. He also befriends Luke, the charming son of Hermes, who welcomes Percy with open arms. During a game of capture, the flag, Annabeth ambushes Percy and swiftly defeats him, until he stumbles into a stream. Instantly, the water heals his wounds and fills him with unstoppable strength. With a single strike, he turns the tide of battle, captures the flag, and shocks the entire camp. Everyone sees it now. Percy is no ordinary demigod. He is Poseidon's true son, but peace does not last. One night, Hades himself rises from the campfire flames, demanding Percy bring him the Master Bolt if he wants to see his mother again. For the first time, Percy learns Sally isn't dead. She's being held in the underworld. Determined to save her, Percy decides to embark on a dangerous quest. Grover insists on joining him, fulfilling his duty as protector. And Annabeth, eager for glory, demands to come as well. Luke aids their mission, giving Percy a powerful shield and telling them about 3 pearls that can allow mortals to escape the underworld. Their first destination, a sinister, statue-filled garden. There they come face to face with Medusa. Her hair writhes with venomous snakes, her eyes turning anyone who meets her gaze into stone. Using quick thinking, Percy catches her reflection in a phone case and with a swift strike, beheads her. Among her treasures, they find the first pearl. Their journey continues to Nashville, where the second pearl rests atop a towering statue of Athena. But retrieving it triggers an even greater danger, a ferocious hydra that spews fire and multiplies its heads with every slash. Percy battles fiercely, but victory only comes when Grover uses Medusa's severed head to turn the beast into stone. With the pearls secured, they move on. In Las Vegas, the trio enters the dazzling Lotus Casino. At first, it feels like paradise. Games, food, and endless fun. But soon they realize the enchanted lotus flowers have trapped them in a timeless haze. Days vanish in an instant. Only Percy, hearing the distant voice of Poseidon, manages to break free from the trance. Shaking Annabeth and Grover awake, they fight through the guards and escape with the final pearl. To their horror, 5 days have passed. The summer solstice, the deadline, is just 1 day away. Their quest takes them to Hollywood, where the gates of the underworld lie hidden. Bribing the ferrymen with golden drachmas, they descend into Hades' fiery domain. There, Percy confronts the god of the dead himself. Hades demands the Master Bolt, but Percy insists he never had it. As Percy embraces his mother, his shield suddenly cracks open, revealing the stolen Master Bolt hidden inside all along. Hades seizes it, branding Percy a liar. Betrayal stings like a knife. Annabeth quickly realizes the truth. Luke planted the bolt to frame Percy and ignite war among the gods. But before Hades can strike, Persephone intervenes. Tired of being trapped in the underworld, she seizes the bolt and gives it back to Percy, urging him to escape. With only 3 pearls and 4 people, Grover nobly sacrifices himself, choosing to stay behind with Persephone so that Sally, Annabeth, and Percy can flee. They emerge in the heart of the city, standing before the gates of Olympus, atop a skyscraper. But Luke blocks their path. No longer the friendly ally, he reveals his true plan. He despises the gods, believing them selfish and corrupt. He wants Olympus destroyed and a new world built by the children of the gods. With the Master Bolt in his hands, Luke attacks. A fierce battle erupts across the rooftops of the city. Luke flies with winged shoes, hurling bolts of lightning at Percy. But Percy calls upon his true heritage. Summoning water from the surrounding towers, he blasts Luke with unstoppable power, sending him crashing onto the rooftop. With courage and determination, Percy reclaims the Master Bolt and rushes to Olympus. Inside the shimmering halls of the gods, Zeus is moments away from declaring war, but Percy strides in, holding out the stolen bolt. He reveals Luke as the true thief, and the council listens. Relieved and grateful, Zeus halts the coming war and restores peace among the gods. At Percy's plea, he also releases Grover from the underworld. Finally, Poseidon steps forward to speak with his son. For the first time, Percy looks into the eyes of his father. Poseidon explains he was forced to stay away, but he has always loved his son and guided him from afar. Though Percy's journey is only beginning, a bond between father and son is finally forged. Returning home, Percy finds Sally free of Gabe's cruelty, her spirit brighter than ever. At camp, Annabeth stands beside him, and Grover proudly displays his new satyr horns. Kieran praises Percy for his bravery, reminding him to always trust his instincts. The once ordinary boy now knows who he truly is, a hero, a son of Poseidon, and a demigod whose story has only just begun. If you were Percy, standing before the gods with the fate of the world in your hands, what would you have done? Tell me in the comments, I'd love to know. And that wraps up the epic adventure of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Lightning Thief. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and check out more incredible stories we cover here. Your support keeps these legendary tales alive.